Hi guys and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 as Rangers. We're away at Dundee United to start this episode off in the Scottish Cup quarter final. As you can see by looking at the teams here, no Celtic left, so definitely a winnable trophy for us. It'd be great to get some silverware in our first season here as Rangers boss, specifically because it looks like we're going to end up a relatively long way behind Celtic when all is said and done. Oh, actually, young Bromer can actually play in this game. That does surprise me. We're going to take a little look at him in 1 second. We go to a false 9 here. So young Mike Bromer currently on trial, but we are going to sign him up. He's a decent player. He's got a lot of holes in his game. He's a poacher. He's got a bit of pace. He can finish. He can dribble a bit. He can take a first touch. He's a very determined player. Decent off the ball stats. 21. Used to play for Hertha Berlin. He was signed on a free by Schalke there, but unfortunately for him has been released. Fortunately for us, since we're snapping him up. So Baronas is going to play here. So is Houston, as is Jordan Thompson. And that's basically going to be it, other than Ian Fulton is going to come up to the senior squad just now. Ian Fulton on the bench for Jack Alnwick, and actually is going to play ahead of Wes Fodringham and has a 2.5 star rating, which is nuts considering he's a 16-year-old regen. He's just turned 16 in January there, and he's already a hell of a player. So he's coming on there for a start. Go Jordan Rossiter in ahead of Ryan Jack. I think that's pretty much everything. I suppose we can put Windass on the bench ahead of Herrera there. And pretty much just go with this. I'll put Danny Wilson in for Cardoso as well, why not? And other than that, that's going to be our team. So we're playing Fulton, Wilson, Alves, Milanese, Houston, Thompson, Rossiter, Bardionas, Pena, O'Halloran and Morelos. Pretty much the same as the tactic was in the last couple of games, looking to control the ball, play it around, basically just control the game. We've done really well controlling the game and playing through players in the past, so hopefully we can keep that going here up against Dundee United, who are a relatively solid championship level team. When they come up to the Premiership, presuming that they do, I don't expect them to do much. Maybe they can get around mid-table if they do okay. But they could easily go back down. I don't see them really threatening the upper echelons of the league. It is now Stanton though, with the early free kick for Dundee United. Plays it to Islam Farouz, formerly of Celtic, and then he went to Chelsea and died a death. Forward it goes for Pena to chase down the flank. He will chase. There's a man going out to him. There's one in the middle for Dundee United, but I believe we have two in there. Bit of an overload. We have lots more than that actually. Morelos, lovely touch, has to finish, and it's an easy save by Lewis and goals. We have to score that. We have to score that. That's a lack of efficiency, unfortunately, going forward. And it's an early chance that we have to take here. Away at Tannadice. It's in, it's Bardionas, and it's a good save again by Lewis. Is that Joe Lewis, perhaps? Former? No, it's not. It's H. Lewis. It's Huey Lewis. I don't know if it actually is. What is his name now? I hope it is Huey Lewis, so I can make lots of news puns. King whips it in, headed by McMullen, former Celtic player. Over the bar, thankfully. It's Harry Lewis. That's unfortunate. So 8-1 on the shot count so far, 9-1 now. We're absolutely bossing the game here. Just don't seem to be creating that many clear-cut chances. Here's a chance though. Bardionas to whip in this corner, and it goes. Wilson's in there, and it's headed just over the bar by Danny Wilson. Goal kick Dundee United. But we're absolutely dominating the game here. 10 shots already just after the half-hour mark. Created 1 or 2 half chances, but we need to do better converting the possession that we have here and the number of shots to more chances. O'Halloran and Morelos not impressing today at all. I'm actually going to take O'Halloran off. I'm going to bring on that young German guy. Other than that, everybody's played okay, just nobody's really had a standout game so far. I believe this will actually go to a replay, so I'm not too desperate to try and get the win quickly here. Let's see, who can this man play? Advance forward, deep line. Yeah, he's more of a finisher. Let's just go with a deep lying forward with an attack role and see if he can't do something here. I'm going to tell him to get creative. We've had a lot of chances going forward, but nothing really clear cut, so I think maybe a bit more creativity on our part. It'd be brilliant if young Bromer can actually score a goal for us. Morelos is playing poorly again today, but he has done in previous games and then popped up. It's in towards Wilson again, it's over the bar again. How many more chances is he going to get in that area, Danny Wilson? It's a good corner from Rossiter, but it's well over the bar again from Wilson. And Rossiter has picked up an injury. There's a surprise. Graham Dorrans will now come on, just as a deep lying playmaker there. I'll give him the support role rather than the defence role. Yeah, the young German looks to have played relatively crap, which is a shame. Who will we bring on? We will bring on Jonas Knudsen for Thompson. Thompson's looking a little tired out there and hasn't had the best of games as Patrick and Coy comes on. Bruno Alves now with our free kick, and it's in! Oh my, the first free kick I've actually seen go in for my team. Wonder if there's been a patch or something like that, or I've just been insanely unlucky previously. But Bruno Alves with an absolute thunderbolt from the free kick. 1-0 to Rangers. Dundee United now have to throw the kitchen sink in the last 10 as Harry Lewis goes forward. It should be Milanese, does very well to come across and cover that. Simple ball into the midfield. Dorrans now has to go outside, you'd think. It's a terrible pass. 5-8 to Farouz now. Farouz goes back to Murdoch. Dorrans trying to chase it down, but he's vacated that midfield area. Fraser 5 has acres of space. Out to Fraser, who plays a terrible ball, and Danny Wilson can easily sweep that up and plays it to Bruno Alves. Goes back to young Fulton, young 16-year-old Fulton, who's had nothing to do today. He goes to Milanese, who goes to Bruno Alves, up to Barjonas and Dorrans and Pena, and he can move it on to the young German, but he chooses to go out towards Houston. It's a shocker of a pass. This time it does find Keatings, and it's in Coy. He's going to have to take this from distance, so he plays in Keatings, and it's a shocker of an effort from Keatings as Willow Flood is coming on. How the hell is Willow Flood still playing? Willow Flood's only 32, Jesus. He's on at centre back. What the hell is that all about? Knudsen with a long throw. Houston can attack this. It's a running start, and he's got to do better there. He could have waited for that to come down and volleyed it, or he has to get more power on the header there, direct it away for the goalkeeper. It's forward from Lewis towards Fraser, but it is intercepted by Houston. Pena plays it to Bromer. Can he play in Morelos? It's a terrible ball. It's forced Morelos too wide now, but can he find the young German? Morelos now whips it in. Bromer's in there, heads it. Oh, he's hit the bar, but Houston on the follow-up. Assist for Mike Bromer, which we'll spin that and say it was an excellent pass off the crossbar to Jordan Houston, who scores. It is 2-0 now for Rangers. It looks like another clean sheet with this new formation we're playing with, and another victory. 19 shots with 10 of those being on target. Dundee United, not a single effort on target today. It looks like a clean sheet for the young 16-year-old on his debut. If we can get through this last little moment here. It's over the top, it's Keatings, it's a good touch actually. It's a brilliant challenge though from Danny Wilson. Brilliant stuff. I kind of hope Danny Wilson can do something actually to play himself into this back three, because it's a shame given how he started his career when he was playing as a young man at the back alongside Davy Weir. He looked a bloody player. I mean, that's obviously why Liverpool signed him, and then his career, as so many young promising players in the SPL, when they go down, Islam Farouz as well here, when they go down to England, their careers just die a death down in England. As 5A launches it forward now, headed away by Wilson, picked up by Dorrans. He's given it away, but it looks like it's going to be time. 2 seconds remaining. The referee should put Dundee United out their misery. That is it. Full time. Rangers going to Hampden for the semi-final of the Scottish Cup, going to Hampden for the 3rd time this season. We're going to have better luck than when we played Hibs there last time, losing of course in the final of the other cup. Aberdeen through. Hibs are out to Inverness, Caledonian Thistle and Morton are the other team in the semi-final. Hopefully Cali Thistle, Aberdeen, Morton, Rangers will be the draw. That'd be nice. And then hopefully we get Cali Thistle in the final. Fulton making his professional debut already. Let's see how the cup final draw goes. We have 9 days now to prepare for Celtic's trip to Ibrox. It's a game that we won earlier on in the season, but we were absolutely flying then. You could argue we're back in that excellent form now, playing under this new formation, but how will the three at the back cope with Celtic? Celtic playing those wide men running at us. Kieran Tierney, well actually they sold Kieran Tierney, but they have another left back who can certainly do the job on the overlap. They've got Lustig on the other side, presuming they haven't sold him. Obviously Sinclair, Forrest, Roberts, a lot of players that we have to look out for. Although I'm curious, are they actually using James Forrest, because a lot of times the AI doesn't seem to like James Forrest. Where are we? A lot of these players are actually wanted. Liam Henderson's actually transfer listed, which is interesting. Might be interested in picking him up. Moussa Dembele's unhappy. Why? Wants a new contract and they're not giving him one? Jesus. Who's he wanted by? Watford and West Ham. He's above both of them. Patrick Roberts is getting game time for them. James Forrest is getting a little bit of game time for them. Yeah, so we definitely have to watch out for those two guys. Obviously on the other side, Scott Sinclair, who is playing most of the games, but Johnny Hayes is actually getting a lot of game time for them in the league as well. But both excellent players. We're going to have to watch that down the flanks, considering we only have two wide defenders. We are now second best in terms of goals scored, you'd imagine, behind Celtic, and the same in terms of goals conceded. So, cup draw here, the semi-final. First semi-final at Hampden will be Aberdeen facing Rangers, and then it's Cali Thistle Morton for the other one. So the Scottish Cup final will be Premiership versus Championship. Hopefully it'll be Rangers versus Morton, but either way, hopefully it'll be Rangers versus somebody. Taker on Aberdeen at Hampden. Mike Bromer now has agreed the deal to come in. He's only on £230 a week, so it's not a big risk at all. He can come in, hopefully he can develop a bit. Maybe he develops and gets punted on for a decent fee or something, but he looks an okay player as far as I'm concerned. He's a young prospect who's not far from first team level. I would agree with that, that's about right. We're not going to unveil him or anything. 6 days now. We're playing Celtic on the Monday. That'll be after St Johnstone have already played. Hopefully St Johnstone, their form after losing to ourselves and losing to Ross County, hopefully their form takes a nosedive and we don't have to worry about them at all. Obviously the board actually want you to win the title, which to me is a bit harsh to ask you to win the title in season 1, but that's what the board wants. So hopefully if we do manage to secure second place comfortably, and we also win the Scottish Cup, which is a bit of an ask to win the Scottish Cup, but if we also win the Scottish Cup, 2 games away from that now, then the board should be happy with that and we should get another season, which is the main thing that we want at the moment. Arber Zanelli at Heerenveen is a possibility for the left flank. He does look a good player, but almost £5 million they're possibly going to want for him. That is a hell of a fee. There's no way we can be affording to dish out that kind of cash. Hamilton with 1-0 over Motherwell, who are in danger of relegation, which would hopefully make Louis Moat a cheap option if they were to go down. Benica Phoebe gives Bournemouth the 1-0 win at the Etihad. But I'm interested in seeing if we can't sell some of our players in summer. St Johnstone just lose 2-1 at Dundee. Yeah, I don't think we have any danger of not finishing second place now. It looked a bit dicey for a while. We are 9 points clear now. If we get something against Celtic, it will be 10 or 12. Big ask, mind you. Celtic are in good form now after a bit of a dodgy start initially for Celtic. They've absolutely motored. They're well ahead of us now. I believe they're 12 points clear of us. Even if we were to somehow get an unlikely victory at Ibrox, they will be, what? They'll be 9 ahead of us still, so we're not going to catch them, but we can be a hell of a lot closer than I imagine Rangers will actually end up, and obviously a hell of a lot closer than they ended up last season in reality. Hearts Hibs, the first derby of the weekend here on the Sunday. Come on, who are you playing? Oh, 1-0 to Hibernian. Hearts now sitting bottom of the league. They have a couple of players we might want to take a look at actually, should they go down as well. And Motherwell will have a couple as well, Chris Cadden being one of them. I think he's still at Motherwell, or did they sell him? No, Chris Cadden is still indeed at Motherwell, worth 2.1 million somehow. He's playing pretty poorly for them actually in the Premier League. Or the Premiership, I should say, pardon me. He and Louis Moult, pretty much the only ones you'd really be looking at. Louis Moult, Chris Cadden, Alan Campbell in there. Nah, doesn't look up to much. So it's the Old Firm derby. the big one, the one you look forward to when you're managing Celtic, the one that you're always worried about when you manage Rangers. We are in excellent form and they're in inconsistent form, so you never know, but it's a big ask. We're going to be obviously changing the team back now. Foderingham and Cardoso coming in there. Tavernier unfortunately suspended, so Houston will be in the side. Ryan Jack comes back in for Rossiter, who's obviously picked up that injury last time out. Modou Barrow onto the bench, I suppose, for him. Jonas Knudsen will come back in for Thompson, who's also picked up an injury. I guess that frees up a space for Kenny Miller to come onto the bench. And I think other than that, we're pretty much ready to go. We'll bring in Dorrans, I suppose, for the young man there. O'Halloran up front. Yeah, I suppose we'll go with O'Halloran as well. So we'll go Foderingham, Cardoso, Alves, Milanese, Houston, Knudsen, Jack, Dorrans, Pena, O'Halloran and Morelos. Maybe bring the young German on during the course of the game, but I'm not going to start him. He wasn't exactly brilliant last time out. He just ended up with an OK rating because he technically got an assist when his shot, his close range header, I should say, bounced back off the bar. So we're going to tell him to show some passion today. Derby day. Beaton plays it to Aldrete. Houston nicks it. Jack, Dorrans now. Forward it goes. Good start to the game from us. 60% possession from us somehow. Let's hope we can out-possession them. That's basically what Mark Warburton did to Ronny Deila when they beat us in the cup final on penalties. Sorry, the semi-final. Roberts puts it in. It's headed away. Roberts picks it back up now. Beats his man too easily, and Lee Griffiths makes it 1-0. I'm just going to encourage them now. Just hope the heads don't drop. It was a thumping effort from Griffiths from close range. But we're looking to bounce back quickly. Jordan Houston with the throw to Ryan Jack helps her onto O'Halloran. Back for Dorrans now. O'Halloran's got a bit of space. Dorrans goes to Houston, taking it past a couple into O'Halloran. Squares it breaks. Marcelo though can clear for Celtic. Jack angles it out quickly to Knudsen. He has to have a good ball in here. Crosses it in. It's not a bad shape. It's away by Beaton. It's back to Knudsen. He gets it in again. Morelos flicks it on. O'Halloran's in there. Close range. Is he onside? He is onside. Michael O'Halloran. It is 1-1. Celtic's lead does not last long. Excellent from O'Halloran. He's not exactly lit the world on fire playing in that false 9 role, but a goal for him there. Brilliant stuff. Our first shot of the day. It's been a pretty boring game, but I suppose that probably suits us here. Controlling the possession for the most part. Done well, cut Celtic's chances to not a lot. And it's is it half time? It's almost half time. Aldrete will take the ball forward and it will be half time. Lustig not doing particularly well out there for Celtic with a 6.6. How was Knudsen looking actually? 6.7. I think that's harsh. I think his ball in was pretty good. For the goal, I don't think we'll make any half-time changes. I think everybody's doing their job relatively well just now. What will we tell them? We'll just tell them to concentrate. Just make sure we don't lose this game. It'd be nice to beat them again, but a draw would probably be okay for us here. We just don't want to lose. We don't want the momentum to get shattered by a loss. But we do have 3 shots, matching them here shot for shot. O'Halloran now picking up an injury. Miller, Barrow or Bromer. Bromer. I was considering Miller there, but we'll go with Bromer. We'll go deep lying forward for Bromer there. It's now Aldrete with it for Celtic. He throws it in. I wonder if this is just one of those sort of weird highlights. It's over the top for Griffiths. He is in. Lee Griffiths 1-on-1. Defenders can't get back and he's put it wide. It's exactly the kind of thing that we don't need. Martin Linus is coming on for Mikael Lustig at right back. 20 minutes to go here in the Old Firm derby. Controlled possession today, had more shots and everything, but it is still 1-1. We've grown into the game really well since Celtic took that early lead. Young Jamie Baronas can come on. Actually, he'll come on for Pena instead of for Dorrans. Not a lot happening. For the last 10 minutes we will bring on Kenny Miller, just see if we can't get a goal from Miller against Celtic. It'd be a nice storyline if he could. Couple of minutes left. Craig Gordon with a goal kick now. There could be a winner in this one. Aldrete forward to Bradaric. Bradaric can play it for Armstrong. Should be cut out by young Houston. It is. Will he go back to the goalkeeper? He goes to Bruno Alves. Bruno Alves moves it quickly to Ryan Jack. Come on, pinch a winner. Dorrans now. out wide to Milanese. He'll go for Knudsen. Inside, just gets to Baronas. It's a terrible ball though. Chance for the counter. Armstrong plays in Griffiths. It's quick countering from Celtic. Griffiths! Damn it. I don't think we deserve that. I don't think we deserve that at all. But you get punished when you play against these dynamic teams like Celtic. Celtic obviously have the class and the quality to just take a chance like that. Griffiths has destroyed us today. Houston playing it forward for Bromer. Can the young man get anything here? Can he play it to Miller? He does. Kenny Miller with a shot. Oh, it's over. I thought he was going to get it there. And Gordon's goal kick now, and the whistle goes. It's a 2-1 loss. I think the commentary there says it all. Brings the Lee Griffiths show to an end. I can't fault your performance, guys. We played well. We played well. You can never be happy with an Old Firm defeat, but you know what? We gave a decent account of ourselves today. We are now 15 points behind. The league is pretty much done. Celtic have won it. It's been over for a little while, but it sucks that at the end that 4-game winning streak where we hadn't even conceded a goal, we do lose it to Celtic. It stings. I can't say that it doesn't. It does, especially since we played well today. But you know what? We gave a good account of ourselves. We've got something to build on there. We didn't have Tavernier, for example. Would it have made a difference? Probably not. But at the end of the day, I can't be too disappointed with that. We know we're not at Celtic's level yet. Next season, hopefully, we can put more of a challenge to them. We beat them earlier on in the season, but we were lucky to do that. And it's just one of those things that can go either way, even when you play well against them. So we're not too disappointed by that. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. I certainly enjoyed playing it. The performance against Dundee United from the young boys was excellent. Unfortunate result against Celtic, but you know what? We give a good account of ourselves, and I can take that forward. There's some building blocks in there. If you guys have enjoyed the episode, please drop down below and leave a like. If you want to follow the series, you can subscribe to the channel, for which I would be eternally grateful. But overall, just thank you for watching, and I will see you next time when we're taking on Killie at Ibrox before we go to Fir Park to face Motherwell.